In this video, we're going to discuss how to use the fundamental counting principle to count the number of ways that an event can occur. So we're going to start pretty simple with pairs of letters in the English alphabet. Of course, we have 26 total letters in the English alphabet. And what these two questions are asking is, we're going to select two letters because we're selecting a pair of letters. The way I like to think about most counting problems is, for selecting two things, I like to draw little slots. So here's the first letter we're selecting. Here's the second letter we're selecting. First letter, second letter. Now, because repetitions are allowed, it doesn't really affect anything about the first. But what happens is the first letter, we have 26 choices because there's 26 letters. And since we are allowed to repeat that letter, there are still 26 choices for the second letter. So you just simply, here's event 1, here's event 2, m times n, given the little formula from the previous part. So just multiply 26 by itself, and we get 676 pairs of letters. Now part B, we're going to still think slots. Slot 1, slot 2. But since repetitions are not allowed in this case, first slot we still have 26 letters, but we need to eliminate whatever letter we chose in the first slot. We need to eliminate for the second slot. So now there are only 25 letters to choose from. So just multiply 26 times 25 to get 650 pairs without repeats, repetitions. So again, if you chose A in the first slot, you would not be able to choose B for the second slot because that would be a repetition. Okay? So let's talk about numbers this time. Telephone numbers within a single area code. So we are all in 609 here. So let's talk about how many phone numbers exist within the 609 area code. So there are 7 digits in a phone number. For instance, 298, 3900 is the northern telephone number here. And the number 0 nor 1 can begin an area code, or, in other words, you couldn't have a 0 or 1 here. If you think about other local ones, 609, 215, 732, 201, all those kind of nearby ones. But then this is known as a prefix, by the way. In case we didn't know that. So like I said, 298 would be the prefix of Northern's phone number right here. This would be the prefix. So anyway, you can't have a 0 or a 1. So we have 8 numbers from which to choose. And then the rest, we just have tens. Now, this is a rather simplistic way of looking at it because I'm sure we can't have 555. That's like, the Hollywood combination. We couldn't have 911 or anything like that. But based on this problem and this problem alone, we've got 8 numbers that can go here, 10 that can go in the remaining slots. Of course, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Count them on your fingers. I think we all have 10 fingers. If not, use your toes. So 10 digits can go on all those. So what happens is you multiply all those together, and we know that we have 8 million phone numbers within each area code given these rules. Okay? And now one more problem. Speaking of area codes, in 1945, when area codes were first introduced, we had 3 digits, which we still have, of course. And again, think about our local area code. This is one of the older ones in New Jersey. It used to be just 609 and 201. Now we have, since added 732, what other ones? 973, 908, 551, 862, 856. These are all just in New Jersey. I think that's a pretty thorough list. But anyway, in the original plan, we could use the first digit could be anywhere from 2 through 9. So how many is that? Count them on your fingers. 8, yep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 8 digits there. Second digit could be a 0 or a 1. So there are two combinations, 0 or 1. And the third digit can be any number except for 0. So this would be 8 times 2 times 9. So initially, in 1945, there were 144 possible area codes. And again, think about the older ones. Philadelphia's 215, Eastern Pennsylvania 610, you know, and that kind of thing. Okay? But then as more and more people started to get more and more telephones, we needed to add new area codes, new all that kind of stuff. Okay? So that's the basics of the fundamental counting principle. Event 1, event 2, event 3, 8 times 2 times 9 gives you 144 possibles.